seconds. Welcome, everybody, to the DHC Sports Show. I am the prospector, filling in for the dad hat who decided he's too good to join us tonight. And I'm joined by the rest of the crew and the influencer, the producer, and the mayor. How are you guys doing tonight?
Yeah, Donnie, how are you doing tonight?
Yes, Donnie, how are you doing tonight?
What? You got to unmute yourself first.
Unmute yourself.
Yeah, you're off to unmute yourself.
Aside from him not knowing how to unmute himself, didn't Ed just profess his love for us and say he loves being on just 2 nights ago?
He did indeed.
And then now he's like, I'm done with these fools.
Yeah. I guess after the 1-year anniversary of this show, he says, man, I'm done. So
all right.
Anyways,
the Prospector Sports Show. I love it.
Yeah. Well, no, this is called our sports show now. That's what we call it. We get rid of the dad hat, and it's called our sports show. Mr. Influencer, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good. Just got done getting my walk in at the gym. Way too many people on the track, but it's still cold, and it's supposed to get below 0 here probably Sunday or Monday, so not looking forward to that. Bye, Donnie. So anyways, I am the dad hat tonight.
Yes, you are.
Got the old school Dad Hat Chronicles hat that Mr. Rivera sent me, and got some water.
Very nice. Well, Mr. Producer, you were in a starring role tonight, so I hope you're ready to be on screen for this episode. But what are you drinking and what are you wearing?
I feel like I'm caught up from the deck. It's like I'm kind of too much sunlight out here. Today I'm wearing the Durham Bull Sharks hat, one of my favorite acquisitions from last year. And I'm currently watching the Oklahoma City Thunder Cleveland Cavaliers game. So I've got an Oklahoma beer with me. We've got Seasick Crocodile from Prairie out of Krebs, Oklahoma. It is a sour beer with cranberries, ginger, cinnamon, and nutmeg.
Very nice. Very nice. And tonight I am wearing the Great Lakes Loons. I think they call it like the Great Northern hat or something like that. It's not an on-field, but just one that they sell. I thought it looked really good. So, and tonight I am drinking because I am 90 years old. I am drinking peach tea, but the Crystal Light version. So I am showing my age tonight. So, well, guys, let's just get straight into it. Apparently there was something going on yesterday, some kind of, holiday, something, that people may have celebrated. I don't know. National Hat Day. I don't know.
I heard that was a thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently it is. It's a big shout out to the chat, by the way. Mr. Holsinger, good to see you, man. And Lynn deserves a hat, even though she was not able to get a hat on National Hat Day through no fault of her own, but she still deserves a hat. So Lynn, we need to get you a hat. So did either of you make hat purchases on National Hat Day?
I am not allowed to discuss that if one person is listening right now. So yeah, I'll just plead the fifth.
So I take that you didn't buy any hats. Okay.
Correct. Yeah.
Very good.
You're right. Correct.
Yes.
Yep.
So Mr. Producer, what about you?
I actually took the responsible route this year and did not buy any hats.
Well,
mostly because since I'm plotting out trips, I've noticed I'm going to a possibility of a lot of new ballparks. So that's a lot of hats there I'm picking up. So I decided wait till then I get them then.
So you're going the Patrick route and paying full price. Well done.
It's called supporting the team fully, Eric.
There you go. Exactly. And
so you're only say I'm supporting the team 65% of the way if it's 35% off.
Exactly.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
But it's better than not supporting them at all. How about that? So believe it or not, I didn't make a purchase, but it was late in the day and I bought one hat.
And why was that? Why
What's
did
that?
you buy a hat? Why did you buy a hat?
Peer pressure works, ladies and gentlemen. Peer pressure does indeed work. Some of us are stronger than others, i.e., the producer and the influencer are stronger mentally in their will than I am. And I did buy an Ottawa Titans hat with Cappy on the front. I'd actually tried to buy it one time before, unsuccessfully over the holidays, and then I saw that they had a sale, and then I tried a different credit card, and it worked. Well, there you go, Michael. Well, Michael, I'm not really allowed to say that I'm strong considering how many hats I have, so I'll leave that for Virgil and Eric. How about that? And then let's see if we got him back, Mr. Mayor.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. My earbuds are not. It says they're connected, but I'm just hearing you through the computer screen. Oh, what's going on?
It's not. It doesn't have anything to do with your phone or anything, does it?
No, my phone's not connected.
Yeah. Well, I see you got the. I was gonna talk about your hat, but before we get into that, what are you drinking and what are you wearing and how are you tonight? Other than the connection issues.
Yeah, just drinking some unsweet tea tonight. I've also got my jug of water down there, and then of course I'm wearing the Milwaukee Braves hat in honor of Bob Uecker. I was going to go with a Brewers hat, but he started with the Milwaukee Brewers, and so I went with that.
That's a very nice hat.
Yep, I like this nice 47 brand, snug, nice look.
Very nice.
Got him.
Yeah. So let's see. Beeson saying that I bought the one hat that I don't have, and that's all. Yeah.
This is her computer I'm having to use with this new wired Ethernet, and I don't know if she's logged into it for work remotely and messed up my settings.
Wow, way to shift the blame there.
I was gonna say, now you're blaming her.
Well, I was gonna say, are you throwing Mrs. Mayor under the bus? I don't think I could stand for that.
It's not you, Rhonda. It's him.
Yes. So
it was working Tuesday, and I haven't touched it since. So I don't know.
Zach Beeson's calling me out that I bought the one hat I don't have. That's all. But Zach, I will say this: when you have a lot of the hats that I do, it makes it easier to not buy a lot on National Hat Day. That actually is true. But also, when they release new hats, there's not really a sale on those. So, the Tulsa Drillers releasing the batting practice hat, there wasn't really an incentive to buy it yesterday. So, because there wasn't a hat that I wanted that was 50% off. So,
there you go.
So I decided I would wait.
Rhonda, the offer still stands that I'll hang out with you on our trip, and Donnie can go do whatever with his family. You and I can go to a ball game and stuff.
Yeah. Rhonda, you can come to Athens and we'll go to a Rock Lobsters game. I know you would have called me when you were in Athens. Yeah. Just because he wouldn't let you. I don't know why, but it just, I know that you didn't choose to do that. So anyways. Oh, he's gone now?
Oh, there he is.
Okay. There he is. So anyways, yeah. So, Donnie, we were going into National Hat Day. So did you make any purchases? Because before you got on, I was the only one that made a purchase. So,
yeah, I purchased a couple of hats for my future trip to Wichita. The Wind Surge was doing a nice sale, 40-something% off, I think.
40, yeah.
Yeah, so I grabbed the Wranglers fitted 5950 that they have, and I grabbed one for Rhonda. It was powder blue with just a little circle medallion on the front with the Windsor, the WS logo on it. And the other one, what did I get? I got a 3930 of one of the others. I'd have to look back. I can't remember off the top of my head. But I got that. Then I got the $15 mystery box from Omaha Storm Chasers of a game-worn fitted hat. So just put in my hat size, and they'll send me a random player-worn 7 1/8 fitted hat.
Did you literally just ask how I knew about a sale? I'm the influencer. I know about all sales. Instagram, Twitter, email. I'm the Wichita influencer. Speaking of Wichita, tell me more about this trip. When are you coming? I'd want to make sure I'm actually here and not on one of my own trips.
No, I'm going to make sure you're there as well. And what's crazy and funny is that the Fireflies and the Wind Surge have the exact same schedule until July. And then for whatever reason around the All-Star break, one or the other has a 2-week stretch either at home or on the road that then separates and puts us on alternating weeks the second half of the season.
So July or
probably,
August.
Probably August, to be honest with you, because July is when we're doing our big trip with the family to Belize. So more than likely it'll be sometime in August.
Okay, I will check the schedule and make sure that I prepare for Rhonda coming. I don't really care about whether you're here or not.
Well, my original plan was to get there before you made it here, but with us going to California and then everything else happening in April, May, it's not going to happen that way.
So they are home the first full week of August.
Oh yeah, the two-tone hat with the Wichita flag.
Okay, yeah, yep.
That's the third hat that I had ordered.
Yep.
So this is the one that I got for Rhonda. I thought that'd be a nice hat for her.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, they're home the last week of August, which runs into Labor Day weekend or the first full week of August.
Okay. Yeah, something around that we will do our best to get on the books and get scheduled.
Yeah. So one of the things I wanted to talk about tonight, and he doesn't even know I was going to bring this up, but for those that don't know or have been following, some may know, some may not, but you may have heard us making a lot of references about a lot of stuff that Ed hates. So we are, under the leadership of our producer, we're in the process of trying to find other things that Ed hates to try to fill out the bracket. So more to come on that at a later date. But if you know of things that Ed hates, please put them in the chat.
There are still 14 open slots, by the way.
I was going to say, do you want to give us an update on what's going on with that, Virgil?
Yeah. So right now we're at 50. I could go back and listen to some of the old episodes because I know I could definitely fill up with the rest of them. So we're at 50 right now. I'm probably going to be asking Chris probably just for a few more, just for like the lower seed stuff. We got the big ones already selected, but just some of the more minor things maybe just to fill it out.
Very good. Yeah, so we're looking for those like 15 and 16 seeds to just try to create some competition to get a full bracket.
I mean, you could just randomly put Snow on there if we need a 16 seed. He just hates
Snow's actually on there as a 15.
So. Okay. I was just thinking, I can't remember if we got to Snow, but I figured we had.
So, Donnie, please get out of my spreadsheets without me knowing.
Okay. Sorry.
So Lynn, this is interesting. She guesses that Ed hates online ticket fees, but he hates the bananas that don't charge fees. So can we put online ticket fees against the Savannah Bananas in a 1 in 16 in the banana region?
Well, see, number one's Jesse Cole, and I don't think that's budging anytime soon.
No,
no, it's not. And he's the brainchild behind having no fees, right? Let me ask the K Club member, Donnie.
Oh yeah. I mean, they don't have any fees for anything. Ticket price is what it is. And still, I mean, just like going to the Savannah games, all the food's included as well. So for a $35 ticket, you get a seat and all you can eat. And,
a seat and all you can eat.
Not in the Banana Ball when they travel. I mean, tickets are
not when they travel. If they're on the road, that doesn't include the food because that's a moneymaker for the site. It's just the games in Savannah at Grayson Stadium.
Yeah.
And ticket prices have gone up, but
well, the 35 is the base ticket anywhere right now, except for I think the major league stadiums are possibly more. I think some of those may have been 60 minimum. But again, no additional fees with that for either the teams that that are hosting them or anything. But $35 is the main ticket price for the majority of the tickets.
Yeah. And before we go any further,
they don't charge shipping either. So
they don't. But speaking of shipping, for a very affordable price, the DHC Sports Show is actually not what we're going to call it. Our sports show is sponsored by Mr. Influencer.
Well, if it's our show, then we're gonna go. I mean, we love Old Fort Baseball Co. But we're also going to add some other sponsors on here. I think Gatorade, Prime, maybe.
Yes.
Virgil, Donnie, any others you want to sponsor for if it's going to become our show? But no, for real though. Old Fort Baseball Co.
Yep.
Our friend Logan, check it out. It's those shirts that
Yep.
Donnie, he can zoom in, but he can't figure out his sound. So go figure.
Yeah. So since he knows how to zoom in and he knows how to visit Old Fort, Mr. Mayor, if my name was Brett and I was trying to find money off for my Old Fort order, is there a way I can do that?
You just have to put in the Dad Hat. Dad Hat will get you a discount. It used to be Dad Hat 15. I think it's just Dad Hat now. And
Right.
usually they'll throw in, these are actually buy stickers you can buy to help support local. But Logan does throw a few other things in. A lot of times he'll throw in some random baseball cards and stuff.
And Donnie, do you want to kind of go over what he's kind of the new support local baseball initiative he has going on right now?
Yeah, so he's got a support local baseball shirt with the state of California, and it's for Altadena County, something like that, or that part of. It's not actually LA, but it's one of the communities in LA specifically that that funds will go to. 100% of the profits. He's not making any money off of those shirts. He's just getting them made, getting them out there. $30 shirt. So I think it's like $5 shipping or something like that.
Yeah.
So $35 gets you a shirt. All the profits that he has from that are going to support local baseball programs to help them rebuild in the devastated areas around LA.
Well, shout out to Logan for doing that, and certainly our thoughts are with everyone in Los Angeles and in the Pacific Palisades and out there, and I hope everyone's okay. And if you have family or friends out there, we're thinking of them too.
Yeah, because you guys realize, this is going into the spring. All these kids, everybody, all these people are displaced. You lose your home. A lot of these communities are just gone.
Right. Yeah.
Who knows what that's going to do to the sports programs and all the schools, what it's going to do to the youth sports programs. It's going to be years before they get settled back in some kind of normalcy, basically. So
you're absolutely right. Well, so thanks again to Old Fort Baseball Co. The first thing I want to get into tonight is something that Donnie referenced earlier. We lost a baseball legend today, Mr. Baseball himself, Mr. Bob Uecker, who unfortunately passed away today at the age of, was it 90?
90, yeah.
90.
It's actually, his birthday is 10 days from today, January 26th. I looked it up.
So
He was
10 days short of what would have been his 91st birthday.
correct.
For those that know Bob Uecker, he was the voice of the Milwaukee Brewers for years. Played baseball himself, and admittedly was not a great player, and has a lot of stories about his baseball cards, and got a couple funny stats about that. But just wanted to get your thoughts on Bob Uecker. Like, what are you going to remember about him, and just kind of I'd like to get each of your thoughts on Bob Uecker, if you don't mind.
Well, I'll jump in real quick. So, there's not too many times that don't go by in the baseball season where one of us will utter, just a bit outside. That's just a lexicon statement of baseball from the Major League movie. You can't, even if you mention that, there's non-baseball people that kind of know what you're talking about. And yeah, Bob Uecker really became more popular after his playing career, obviously, because he went into comedy. He was a comedian. He was a comedy actor. Had television show. Was on several other television shows. Just a celebrity. And then the light beer commercials. You can't go wrong with that. There's a lot of times where we find a parking space right up by the front door, and the first thing that runs through my head is must be in the front row. So, just those iconic things that he uttered, just that I'll always have those, his memory will come up every time one of those comes to mind. And, I'm probably going to try to go back and watch Major League here soon. And then his character, to some extent, inspired Brockmire, because it was sort of loosely tied to the style. And that's just, I mean, there was a whole conglomeration of sportscasters that he put together. Brockmire kind of tied together. So anyway, that's the kind of stuff that I'll remember from Bob Uecker.
Very well said. Virgil, Eric, anything you want to add?
Just adding on to knowing Uecker, mostly the first exposure I've had to Uecker was outside of baseball. It was WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
He was a integral part of commentary in 3, and then there's the iconic WrestleMania 4 where Andre the Giant's choking him and he's making the face like he's about to lose air. And then just going from that, he's really an announcer that really transcended the sport and got into these other things. Like, I'm looking at his Wikipedia page and there's stuff I didn't even know. Like, he hosted SNL. I didn't even know he did that.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't either.
Yeah. And so, and we talked about, he did have a leading role in the sitcom Mr. Belvedere, which I was able to watch back when COVID was happening. And, he was great in that. He was great in everything he did. And so it's almost like, there's this whole group of people that know him for stuff outside of baseball, but baseball was the best thing he's known for. And it's like, it was just a great person to follow.
He was one of those guys that just played because he loved it. He wasn't, admittedly, like you said, Patrick, he wasn't the greatest at it. He even joked, that he was minor league player of the year his 3rd year in the major league. So, I mean, that's one of the best lines ever that he uttered. But and started to jump back in on it. But just, you reminded me that he was more known for stuff other than baseball than he was ever known for baseball. But he was a heck of a baseball player for the 6 years or so, 6-7 years he played Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm obviously not near as old as what Donnie is, so I didn't know him a whole lot from some of his other stuff, but obviously I love Major League, one of the best, baseball movies out there. As far as I know, he broadcasted all through this past season, didn't he? So
He did.
90, 89, 90, I don't know when he, so I guess it would have been basically through his 90th year, because I saw a ton of people reposting clips from Major League, but then saw a couple clips where one, he called a grand slam that Jackson Churio had this past year, and then also the final clip, like the one of the last things he said when the Brewers, who'd they lose to, the Mets in the playoffs,
Mm-hmm.
and it was kind of basically his last line on there. So for him to be 90 and still calling games and going, hopefully, if it works out this year, on one of my trips going up to Milwaukee. Haven't been up there before, and I believe they have a statue outside of him and everything. So it'll be kind of bittersweet to get up there to see him. But yeah, I always, at least for me, always would equate him to Major League. I know, like you said, he did so much more, but just such a great movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's another thing too that was great about Bob. If you haven't seen or know the story of him and Bob Gibson, in the 1964 team photo, the Cardinals. If you don't know about that story, look it up, because both he and Bob Gibson were fined by the St. Louis Cardinals because they were holding hands and having goofy smiles on their face during the 1964 team photo. And knew what happened in 1964. That was not well taken, just from the racial standpoint. And that's the only thing it was from. And he didn't care. He transcended that. He was like, hey, we're ball players. So,
Yeah.
give it to him.
Yeah.
Give it to him. And also one other thing, if you have, again, I know you guys are talking about, you don't know a lot of his early stuff. Go back and look at, he had an appearance on Johnny Carson on the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. We always called it Johnny Carson back then, not the Tonight Show. But go back and look that up on YouTube or wherever, because that appearance, that primary appearance that he has on there with Johnny is fantastic. Some of the funniest and Bob Uecker right there.
Well, yeah, and to me, Bob Uecker is just going to be a pop culture icon. To me, very much like Eric, because obviously we're we're the same age. To me, he's always going to be Harry Doyle. So I know everyone goes just a bit outside, but I also like ball 4, ball 8. And it just, I mean, it's just such iconic lines in the way, and it's not even just the lines, it's the way he delivers the lines. And I mean, it's just such an iconic movie. And I know I'm not the first person to say this, but to me, he makes that movie because because he kind of takes the narrative of through the whole season, from when they're horrible to to obviously what happens later. But it's
no spoilers.
No spoilers. No spoilers. You have to watch it.
Not that it's like 25, 30 years old. Real quick, Donnie, I don't know if you know this. Did he ever talk about being a Brewers broadcast, but then having to go in and play the Indians broadcaster? Was that ever a thing with him?
I don't think so. I don't recall that being an issue or that even really kind of coming up.
Because how long was he with the Brewers?
He was probably with the Brewers when that movie came out.
Okay, so I was just curious if anybody ever heard or saw anything about him. Obviously, it's a movie, it's Hollywood, but having to be an announcer for the Indians when he's an actual Brewers announcer, I was just curious if.
Yeah, he was the Brewers broadcaster from 1971 through last season.
Yeah. So, I was about to say, I thought he'd been there through the 70s and 80s. Go ahead, Virgil.
Yeah, 53 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Mrs. Mayor, we're calling Donnie old, not you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we never said anything about
nothing
Rhonda.
About you.
Nope.
Nothing about you. Yeah. So, obviously, prayers to go to the Euchre family, and obviously, I think what kind of legacy you leave by the way you're remembered. And obviously, the entire baseball world has kind of been in unison today with remembering him, and not just the baseball world, people outside of it. I was reading about how people like Adam Sandler were impacted by him and all those other things. So
exactly. He did ad-lib a lot of his lines for Major League.
Makes sense.
Yeah, just let him go.
I was saying how I saw a bunch of people posting clips from Major League, and you were over there talking about how he did the lines with Wild Thing is he was throwing pitch after pitch like balls or whatever. But then somebody posted a clip of it towards the end when Jake Taylor was up to bat, and it was them playing, for that chance at obviously we won't spoil it, but and just the way he even did that, where he got into like a real serious, not serious for the movie, where he was like getting super excited, and when all that happened, so that was kind of just a cool moment as well.
Yeah, I mean, I just think it's cool that if you're one of those actors, if you're around a guy that's already been a baseball lifer, I think it would have been so cool just to kind of be around Bob Uecker. And one of my favorite stories about him was on one of his baseball cards. For those that don't know, Bob Uecker was, he batted right-handed and he threw right-handed. Well, on his baseball card, he has a baseball card where they show him batting like he's left-handed. So he said so it's kind of cool that he did that, but that seems like a very Bob Uecker thing to do. If I don't know the whole story, but I would guess that he probably did that on purpose. He said, I was so well known that they just let me get away with batting left-handed when I actually batted right-handed. So I thought that was pretty cool. I'll have to, if I could find that picture, I'll put it in our group chat, but it's, I thought that was a really cool story. And,
there was a good piece on him talking about last year, because I know, Eric, you just said about him broadcasting last year when the Brewers were facing who they get eliminated by.
The Mets.
Yeah, the Mets. When that series was going on, there was a great interview with Bob Uecker. I forget which network was carrying it, by the way, but it was one of those little sit-down pieces that they did before one of the games, and just talking about all of his years with the Brewers and seeing them reach that point. And it was one of those stories that made you wish that the Brewers had gone on to the World Series, if just for you. So
yeah, that wasn't the illustrious channel formerly known as Bally Sports, was it?
FanDuel
now, whatever it is.
It was probably Fox or whoever was carrying. I forget who was carrying which network or which league. But anyway, probably go back and find it. Tastes greater or less filling. Exactly, Phil. I don't know if these young guys even know what you're talking about. Do you guys know what he's talking about?
I don't.
Yeah, Miller Lite.
Miller Lite commercials. Yeah.
Oh, see, I didn't even know that one.
Yeah.
So.
Those were just some of the most iconic with some of the biggest sports stars of the early 80s, late 70s, early 80s. And yeah, I would say less filling because Miller Lite doesn't taste great.
Yeah, look who shows up for the first time in like 6 months.
Hello, Joe Prophet. Thanks for being here, my man.
Come on, Joe, hop on camera with us here. Dial in. We'll send you.
the most I believe the most desired EFA guest, the most in-demand guest for the Earn Fun Average podcast.
That's right. What hat you get for National Hat Day?
Yeah. And for those of you that got hats for National Hat Day, Joe and everybody else, put it in the chat. We'd love to know what you got.
Well, I know that Joe got a $15 Omaha Storm Chasers mystery box too, because I saw he posted that. But he may have got.
And Joe was working on. I'll let him share what it is, but he was working on a landmark achievement for his collection. So I'll let him share what that is.
I missed one thing that I wish I had gotten because I saw that. I forget who it was. I think it was Joe Hatter. Had posted that he had gotten up at 10 o'clock, even though he had a work situation, to make sure to get the Lansing Lug Nuts $50 box. I don't know if you guys saw that. It came with a hat, a game used batting helmet, and a third item, maybe a t-shirt or something. It was like for $50. You got a hat, a batting helmet, and a t-shirt or something. There was only 35 of them. So you had to put in your fitted size, and you got the hat and the other two items. But I was like, dang, they're giving away batting helmets. That's cool.
I know that Lynn does a lot of those mystery boxes. I mean, during COVID, I feel like she was the queen of mystery boxes.
I did those Fireflies during COVID. We're doing one every month, and I didn't do every single month, but I probably did 8 or 9 of them. Yeah.
Well, you probably did every other month because you were busy spending all of our money at that point. Just sending opportunities.
Exactly.
Like I can't believe that you were trying to tempt poor Virgil into getting that Huntsville Stars hat the other day. I mean, that was just shameless for you.
Really shameful of you.
I mean, yeah.
First you don't invite Patrick and Athens, and then this.
Yep. Thank you. Yeah.
I mean, trying to make sure everybody got something on Hat Day. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
He did send me something, but I didn't fall for it. Who's this?
Owen.
So Johnny says one of his favorite stories from Major Leagues from Chelsea Ross, who played Eddie Harris. Mm-hmm. Bob's son throwing asked if he was hurling. Chelsea said yes, and Bob said it made him want to hurl.
I love Bob.
Good story, Johnny.
Yeah.
Jeez, Lynn.
Wow, Lynn.
Well, I remember, for a while there, it was like one every day that she was getting in the mail.
Yeah.
I just remember seeing it, and I was like, that's how I really got to know Lynn, was just following her mystery box journey every day.
Good thing I didn't know you guys back then.
Well, I tried to know you, but you hated me even back then. So
she was doing her part to make sure everybody.
She kept the minor leagues alive.
Exactly. Yeah. She saved minor league baseball.
See, like Mr. and Mrs. Influencer have anniversaries. Eric and I have hate-iversaries's. Except it's only one way. It's only a one-way hate because I love Eric Prophet, but he cannot stand me. So, yeah. So, did you guys hear about the rival league that LeBron's manager has been trying to get off the ground? That was something that was kind of late in the day, but Maverick Carter bringing up a new, he's trying to get he's leading an upstart to rival the NBA. Did you guys hear about that?
I did not, but no. He's not going to go anywhere with that.
Yeah. Well, he's advising there's this $5 billion effort to start a new basketball league. So, I mean, I know without knowing any details, what would your thoughts be?
My first thought is why. What are you going to do differently than the NBA that lets you do pretty much anything now? You can travel. You can, you don't have to defend anybody. I mean,
yeah. Well, and to be clear, LeBron James is not involved in this at all. This is Maverick Carter on his own. The question that I would have is, you've already got the G League going, like in addition to the NBA. So how much? And you've already got European teams that can probably offer more than a rival league could. So what? Like, I just don't know. I don't know that there's the talent. I mean, is the talent pool that deep to fill that league, or are we going to be getting like very watered down basketball?
I mean, it could be a case where some people who, they do great in college but aren't part of the draft league or even the G League, that would give them another league domestically.
True.
But it depends really where they're putting teams. Because if they're putting teams in big cities, I don't see the point in that. But I also just want to know, are they going to bring back the ABA basketball design? And is Charlotte Crunk going to be one of the teams? That's all I want to know.
Listen, I may pay attention if that happens.
I mean, I guess if he's trying to do like a minor league version of a league or something that like you said, these guys can go to. I mean, the NBA talent pool is watered down, so I don't know how much more watered down you can get.
Minor league, isn't that what G League is?
Well, yeah, but I mean, I guess like an independent minor league, like he certainly can't be expecting this to be like on the level of NBA, because there is not the talent for that.
So the American Association of Basketball.
I mean, you guys think about this. Ever since one and done came into being, and this was always my argument with basketball, with NBA basketball in particular, when they started doing all the one and done situation in college, I started thinking, what about that guy that's like an 8 or 9 year NBA veteran that's now not going to have a job because some kids are coming in from college after 1 year of college. And every year you've got guys coming in after 1 year of college that eventually, which is why you've got all these teams that are like youngest teams in history, because they're all 22, 23 years old. Some of these, the veterans, are 27. I mean, you don't have guys that have been in the league forever anymore. They've all been pushed out. And I wondered how the Players Association was going to allow that to happen, but they're also, the Players Association supports the incoming players too. So that's got to be a weird situation. But the NBA, I mean, I don't know what y'all's feelings on the popularity of it is, but to me, it's way down. And it's way down because it's just horrible basketball.
Yeah, I mean, I prefer the basketball from when I was growing up. I mean, the team that I root for, the Warriors, are blamed for for why basketball is the way it is now. But I think it started even before the Warriors really got popular. But now it's just everyone. There's very little defense. To me, the NBA right now is like every game is like the NBA All-Star game. Like defense is secondary. Everyone's just throwing up a 3-pointer. And now a lot more guys can shoot the ball from outside, but the problem is you wouldn't know it because they shoot it so many times that their 3-point percentage is not, is still not very high with a lot of them. I mean, unless you're a Steph Curry or Klay Thompson or, Klay Thompson in his prime, but someone like that can shoot the three. Like, I mean, but there's like centers. I mean, you got Wemby, like Wemby shooting the outside. Joel Embiid does it way too many times, and it's just throw it down and kind of make lackadaisical passes and just shoot up a three to see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, Wemby's one of the few players that actually plays defense, but that's because he came from France where they play defense. So college doesn't play defense anymore, so these guys don't even try. Like I said, last year I said I'm going to try to give the NBA another shot, and I have tried. I've got the OKC Cleveland game on right now because last week's game was phenomenal. This one, Oklahoma City is just like thumping them.
This one's going a lot better.
Yeah. And Cleveland's a heck of a team, and the funny thing is Cleveland is the best team to me in the NBA, and they're not getting any credit for being that right now. And that's just because the NBA is so just top heavy with like the Celtics and everything and the big name players and the teams the big name players are on. And Cleveland is probably one of the most balanced teams there are, which is unheard of in the NBA.
Well, you mentioned about big names. Okay, we talk about the Cleveland and the Thunder playing right now. Who's a household name on either of those two teams?
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Yeah, okay, SGA, sure. But I mean, like outside of probably the Midwest, I don't know how much of a nationally known name that is yet.
No, he's becoming that, but that's about it.
Yeah, and those are your two best teams right now. Like we're watching the two top teams in the NBA.
Yeah.
Well, and the thing is, Cleveland's got at least 3 guys on Cleveland, potentially 4 could make the All-Star game.
Yeah,
because they're that good.
Yeah,
and
I actually think that's good for the NBA. Because honestly, I don't know about you guys, and I say this as a fan of a team that did it. Like the collection of all the stars on 1 or 2 teams was getting really tired for me. I like seeing guys that want to take responsibility and get their own team. I like teams that are well balanced, like the Cavs are and the Thunder are. Like you said, Virgil, they're not household names, but at the same time, they're good basketball players.
Right.
Because am I right? I'm behind on my players, but like Darius Garland is on the Cavs, right?
Yes. That's
what I thought. So, like players, I like players like a Darius Garland that, are good basketball players, but they're not like superstar household names to people who don't really follow the NBA.
Right. So, he's not even the best player on the Cleveland Cavaliers.
No, he's not. But I like the way he plays, and like I like players like that. I like guys that are a little under the radar, and I think it just proves at the end of the day that team is what matters. I mean, you can have really good individual players, and you can win when you've got 4 All-Stars. But I like it when you kind of do it the organic way of drafting them and bringing them in, and doing it that way rather than signing everybody. Yeah, Donovan Mitchell's another good example, Michael.
Well, I feel like they're finally kind of shifting away from following the big names, like you said. Like, sure, LeBron will still get coverage. Curry will probably still get coverage. But I feel like you're finally not seeing as much as that.
Yeah.
And now you're finally focusing more on the teams.
Yeah. Which is it's still not basketball from the 80s and 90s, obviously, but ironically, basketball is kind of played like NBA Jam sometimes during the NBA All-Star game. It's just like, it's all about flash, and there's very little about the defense and the small little X's and O's about the team. And I thought what Lynn said was earlier is like it's kind of like the way MLB is obsessed with home runs. The NBA is obsessed with like 3-point shots. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like I said, it's a different style of basketball. It's not what I consider basketball. I'm not their demographic anymore. You guys are on the top end of their demographic anyway. They don't care about anybody that's, your age and up. It's for the kids and up to 20-something, 30-year-old guys. And those guys are all about just jacking up threes all the time and just running gun and all. Yeah. But to Virgil's point, like when LeBron came around, he was the next this. When Steph came around, he was the next this. There's no next to those guys. There's no, Jordan was like the next Bird or Magic. So there was a progression. There was Kobe. There was LeBron. There was Shaq. There's no next coming. I don't know. I mean, and maybe that is the good thing that will balance all of this. I don't know.
Joe, honestly, he was the first one that came to mind. I don't know why. It just first one that came to mind. When you were talking about the Cavaliers, the first name that came to mind for me.
To Brett's point, the dislike for his dislike starts at NCAA. I lost a lot of interest in NCAA basketball when they started having so many one and dones. I mean, obviously Clemson's never been a great basketball school. We've had some really great players come out of there many years ago, and we've had some decent players come out of there. But I mean, March Madness, we all probably don't even watch college basketball for the most part, except maybe Virgil. Until
whoa. Except Virgil.
You watch Wichita.
Well, yeah, I go to the games in person and KU, whose offense is garbage.
Now you probably watch a lot more college basketball as well than
Yes,
obviously I do.
I do.
I try to catch a few games here and there, but it's still, the guys. It's always turnover in even college now. I mean, you don't have a lot of guys that are 4 and 5 year guys like I'm used to. So.
Yeah. In Kansas basketball, the focus is all on self. So, it's like, anyways, I digress. Virgil, you were saying?
See, I usually, like I said, I follow Oklahoma State basketball, but I also follow a lot of mid-major teams.
Go Pokes.
Go Pokes. So, like the whole one and done thing doesn't really affect that level of it, but transfer portal does for that. That's kind of changing a lot of things now. But if we're going to talk about college basketball, did you guys happen to see the UMass Fordham game by any chance?
Please go into it.
Yeah, go share that, because when you and I always said that to each other.
Yeah, before you do that, Dad Hat Chronicles. This is the R Sports show. What's this Dad Hat Chronicles of which you speak?
Is this guy an imposter? What is he?
Is it like the
I don't know.
Dad Hat.
Like who's getting on here trying to commandeer this show? This is called our sports show.
It's a bot because we were just talking about
Got it. Okay.
Cleveland sports and Garland, and so
this bot likes you.
You mentioned hats earlier. Yeah,
man.
Yeah, some random.
Well, we know that can't be Ed because you have your own bracket. So there's
I was
no
going
way
to say
in the world
probably the nicest thing he's ever said, and it's only because it's his brand. That's why he's saying that. Has nothing to do with me. It's just his hat.
Well, kudos to whoever that is being a bot and
See? Goodbye,
their
Ed.
own stuff.
See, just talk Cleveland sports and he's out.
Bailey Zappi.
Don't say it 3 times. See, saved you there.
I mean, we could talk to Sean Watson if he wants to hang around, but
yeah.
Anyways, what were you saying, Virgil, about that game?
Yeah.
So this game, so the final score for this game was 120 to 118 in 3 overtimes. But the score line doesn't make this game, really. It's more about what's happened at this game. There were a total of, let's say, 79 fouls in this game. There was 112 free throws shot in this game. Only about 78 of them were made. 9 players fouled out of this game. The number before that was 6. So it's beating the record by that far. Wow. I actually went back and watched some of this game just to see if it was all just bad basketball or just a case of just unfortunate events or even just terrible refs. No, it was just, we're just body checking dudes in this game. One of the funnier things to mention, though, is UMass actually had a chance to win the game up 3 in the first overtime, but they fouled the shooter at the half court.
Oh my gosh.
And you're talking about the quality of basketball going down. Nah, when you got gyms like this, basketball's still strong and alive. But thank you for letting me get that in. That's just such an anomaly to go over.
So did he not trust us? He had to hop on here to make sure we were actually doing this show.
Yes,
he did.
And then he's bailing out early. I mean,
yeah, comes on, says 2 things, and walks away.
He was making sure no one's bringing up tennis.
I was like, was he going to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning when it's negative 14 degrees in Cleveland and do something?
Yeah, he is. He is.
Oh man.
Oh man. Yeah, Dad's checking in. Yeah. We're doing fine, Dad. Come on.
I know he tunes in and we're talking NBA and college basketball, and he's like, "Wait a minute, what's this?"
And you can.
He said he wanted more variety. To be fair,
that's true.
Yeah. Well, and also beyond Bob Euchre, and I know we're going to get into our picks here in a little bit, but there wasn't a whole lot sports wise that I came across that I was like I was going to generate a lot of talking points. So I was like, well, there's a little bit with basketball, so thought we'd switch it up a little bit tonight. But
real quick, to Brett's point, and I got a segue from this. He says, "Let's talk Nadal." Did you guys see with the Australian Open going on? And I'm going to get tennis in real quick.
I did not. No.
But did you guys see that YouTube
No.
is using the Wii characters to broadcast the matches because they don't have the license to actually show the real match, so they're superimposing all the players with Wii characters? That is the craziest thing I've ever heard of. I mean,
hey, if it works, it works.
In a baseball game where you can't technically broadcast it because of Major League Baseball broadcast rules. So you take the game and you just change it to Wii characters and you show it on YouTube. Like that's the equivalent that I can picture, which I think would be cool to actually watch. Not all the time, but I'd love to see it once or twice.
I'm waiting for someone to do it with baseball with backyard baseball characters.
That would be cool too. But I just thought that was crazy when I saw that, and I saw a couple of clips of it. It's just funny watching the little Wii characters move around like the real players.
That's neat. Lynn wants to talk NCAA women's wrestling. Terry watched a little bit of basketball. He says OKC plays defense unlike most, which is true. They actually play team ball. I'd agree with that.
Well, if Lynn wants to talk women's wrestling, I just wanted to ask her, does she really think that North Central has a shot against Iowa or not? I mean, that's a good 1-2 matchup probably coming up.
See, Lynn, you got to watch it because Virgil is on top of things. He's gonna call you out there. He's gonna know his stuff. Now, if it comes to field hockey, I'm not sure what Virgil has in his wheelhouse there, but
no, if the only other sport I could probably BS my way around is college lacrosse. Because I actually bumped into a few of the championship games when they were in Maryland.
Yeah. Joe, the answer to your question is that the only person that would have is not on your screen right now. So that's all I'll say. Because someone said let's talk Nadal, I say let's talk nada. There's a little bit there's a little bit for Ed tonight. There's a little bit of Spanish. Anyways, Kelsey in field hockey. Brett said, I saw, let's see. Euchre was his favorite broadcaster of all time, and he got Sirius XM back in the day for Euchre and Callis. Very callous. So, all right.
Oh, Patrick.
Yes, sir.
I believe there's a tease going on with one of the teams, minor league teams, maybe some Shorebirds, maybe.
I don't know. Would you like to go into that and share that with everybody? I think that you should. You shared it with the group.
So today, Domover Shorebirds posted some pictures or did a video with some Western themes. It looks like there was a saddle, there was some horseshoes, there was some leather equipment. I could about to say straps, but I wasn't sure. So it's either some kind of thing involving horses or something with a safe word. I'm not really sure yet.
I was getting ready to go there.
Well, I didn't know how much of a family show we were going to have here, so
it's after 9:30.
But they are looking to unveil that at the end of February, and I believe besides their food logo, this is really a new. I don't think this is going to be a food identity, so this is kind of their new alternate identity that's not food related.
Yeah, I was going to ask, what do you think it is? Do you think it's just an alternate identity? Some people are calling it a rebrand. I think it's too. It wouldn't be the first time that a rebrand was done late in the off season, but I don't think it would be a rebrand at this point. But I've been wrong before.
I'm not seeing this as a rebrand.
I wouldn't think it'd be a rebrand. I would think it'd be an alternate of some kind.
Yeah. I was wondering if it would maybe be Copa, right around, because usually Copa brands, other than Aberdeen, of course, that's already shared theirs for this upcoming season. A lot of times the Copa brands, but they already have one. They've got the Gallos. So I don't know if I need to see if that stuff is on clearance to see if they're maybe getting a new Copa. But yeah, I'm with you because I think the Gallos it's quite a popular one. So I'd be surprised if they didn't have it. But I think I'm with you, Virgil. I think it's probably an alternate identity of some sort.
Yeah, just be curious where that will be going. I won't because they do more any teases or not.
Well, Well, Brett, you can announce a rebrand without having merchandise ready. You can just put it on pre-order. So unless it doesn't have to be ready to ship. I mean, I think the bathtub donkeys are a good example of that. I think they have one T-shirt, but even the stuff that you can get quickly from Bim Ritter, like their T-shirts, they even have a couple of those colors on pre-order, and all their hats are on pre-order. So that's what a lot of teams have been doing, is just announcing. Once they have the green light from Major League Baseball, they announce the rebrand. So they have to go through all of that legal to be able to do it. But then when they have that, a lot of times they can announce it whenever they want after they have that clearance. But teams I've seen have started really going to pre-orders, and very few actually have them in stock when they're ready to go. Some do, but others don't.
Their Copa, they have 4 T-shirts and 2 hats. The hats are not on sale. 2 shirts are low stock, 1 sold out.
Okay,
that doesn't really say much.
No, and I think I'm wrong. I don't think it is the Copa if that's the case. So, I mean, at most you maybe get another colorway of a hat, but they've had the same hat since they introduced that Copa in 2019, and it's still one of the more popular ones I think out there. So, I think it's probably an alternate identity, but good for the Shorebirds. I like to see a little bit of variation. I like some of the stuff. I like their food identity. I like their Copa. So hopefully they add something to it.
Yeah, Brett, it's called City Connect.
Wasn't the MLB idea of Copa just putting Los in front of everything?
Yeah,
yes,
Los Dodgers.
Yes, it was Los Dodgers. Goodness me. And they got so lazy. That's just what they put on the hat. And I was like, you have got to be kidding me.
So I guess that leads me into a question. These teams, they're only doing their city, or pretty much I think everybody's doing City Connect for 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
So then what's that Houston's not doing Space City anymore. So, I mean, do we have any ideas what they're going to lean towards?
I haven't seen any hints yet. I mean, I heard the Marlins are going to be changing theirs, which I think is a huge mistake because I really loved what they were doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you're right. It's like every 3 years or so, they're looking to freshen it up, which let's face it, we know why they're doing that, because it's a chance to sell more merch.
Right. But if you have Space City, where do you go from there? How do you?
Yeah. I don't know how you change the idea. I would only think that maybe if it were me, I would keep the same idea, but just do a different colorway or something like that. But I don't know what they're going to do. I mean, I don't know if they've maybe gotten input from local civic groups or interest groups
what other identity would Houston be known for? That's the thing. I mean, the race program's pretty much it.
The problems.
They're going to have a homeless person on the shirt or something. I mean,
so other nicknames that Houston have is Bayou City, City of Syrup, and Clutch City.
Yeah, or H-Town. H-Town.
Yeah, H-Town would go better in NBA than it would MLB.
I thought Clutch City would be a good NBA one too.
Yeah, I was going to say none of that sounds. What'd you say? Syrup capital of the world?
City of Syrup.
City of Syrup.
What?
So are they going to have maple colored jerseys, or just something like that? I don't know.
Well, Major League Baseball, to Brett here, they should. He's saying they should do more like MILB. Major League Baseball is never going to do that. That their identity is that they're the corporate.
Yeah, they're corporatizing MILB is what they're doing.
Right. They're not going to go with anything that's cool or silly or whatever. That's these food items or alternate identity things that we're getting used to. And then to Lynn, I mean, I don't know what Boston's going to do. I mean, the yellow thing was kind of cool because it kind of tied into the marathon, but it's also probably worn it out a little bit. Like you said, after 3 years, it's probably time to change it. The license plate, it was okay. There's so much better that they could do with Colorado. They'll probably do something more with the Colorado flag.
Yeah,
Boston should just do Dunkin' Donuts colored jerseys at this point. Like that would sell instantly. That's a license to print money.
Listen. I'm a Jays fan, and I would get it if it was Dunkin' Donuts themed. I won't even lie. Or Dunkin'. Sorry, Dunkin'.
Yeah.
But and Mrs. Influencer saying they already have a bunch of H-Town merch. Facts.
How would you know that? Are you on their website? Do you know, like, are you purchasing H-Town stuff? How do you know all this?
Ooh.
Yeah, don't come at me. How do you know that they have a 40% off sale? Who doesn't know that?
Probably because of Donnie. like I said, you don't have to check your email because Donnie will just send it to you.
Eric's like, oh wow, WindSurge have a 40% off sale because Donnie just texted it to me.
No, I was the one that sent it to you guys.
I know.
Johnny said he got a couple. I don't know if you saw that way back earlier. He said he got a couple biscuits, hats,
Yes.
kimchi, and a biscuits for half off. And Donnie sent me that, but I did not get a biscuits. I have a couple biscuits hats already, but I did not get any from the sale there.
I didn't either. I wanted to. I wanted to get a couple of things that they had, but I was like, I'll just stick with what I got.
Yeah, my fitteds had the Montgomery kimchi in the characters, like the word mark logo.
Oh yeah,
they had that on a 5950, and I missed out on getting it. I was like, I thought about it, and then I waited like 5 minutes, and then it was sold out. And I was like, so I have a T-shirt with that on it, but I don't have like a 5950 in it.
This guy says I hate him, but if you remember back to 2022 when I was in Montgomery and you were looking at the kimchi hats, I sent you a picture. I'm like, hey, look, they have the hats here in stock. And so don't say that I never. Yeah, you're welcome.
I've made it abundantly clear on this show that I love you, Eric Prophet, but I know you don't like me. It's okay. I get it. What did your wife say the last time that we were going to share a hotel room? And I was like, just in my dreams. That's the only time.
All right, Virgil, what's the first game?
I was about to say we're at the top of the hour, so it's time.
We are. What an excellent segue.
It's like brute forcing a segue there.
I was going to say, what kind of segue is that?
I love making him uncomfortable. It's really entertaining for me.
All right, so we've got 5 games this cycle. We've got the 4 NFL games and some championship game going on. I think on a Monday. I'm not sure.
Is there anyone even playing in it?
College football? What the heck? I thought they were done.
Yeah, I thought so too. But apparently, there's some. I guess it's an exhibition game. We'll find out when we get there.
Did you guys see that iconic video of the guy that picked the Irish to win it all?
Smart dude.
Yeah, and Virgil says you owe me whenever they don't win.
And we didn't make a bet on that.
Yeah, he did. Didn't you say that, Virgil?
Yeah, I remember saying that.
Yep.
Virgil said that, but I didn't say that.
Eric keeps a small book where he writes the nice things he's done for Patrick.
Is she calling you small?
What?
What?
Huh?
What?
Read that again.
Nothing. Never mind. Anyways, done. Virgil, what's the first game?
This is a family show, everybody.
No, we already said it's DHC.
It's after 10.
I've already opened that, busted that door open.
And for Easton, this is DH Sports Show after. This is our sports show after bedtime.
Except I'm in his bedroom, so he can't sleep right now.
That would be a problem, yes. So the first game we have is the Texans versus the Chiefs. Chiefs are an 8-point favorite, over under 41.5. Chiefs 62.7%. And I already have Ed's picks here, and
he picked the Browns, so we'll move on from there.
He picked the Chiefs, but I am putting Browns in.
Yeah, he picked Bailey Zappi. I only said it once.
I'll only be curious to see what conspiracy comes out of why the Chiefs win this game. But Houston surprised me last week, but they're not winning this game in Kansas City. It's going to be pretty cold. Go Chiefs.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Chiefs here, which means the Texans are probably going to somehow win. But
Shannon, he just jinxed your team.
Yeah, I think the Chiefs just don't have enough. The Texans don't have enough to go into Kansas City. And
can we go back to 2023 road team, Donnie?
Yeah, exactly. 2023 Donnie. Road team Donnie. Oh man, you have Mrs. Influencer is not happy with you, Donnie. So let me see if I can channel my inner Ed Rivera. Dude, bro. Anyways,
Ed, when did you join? Oh, it's you, Patrick.
Oh yeah, it's just me. No, he'd say, man, I think here's a little bit more here's a little bit more, Ed. I think I'm gonna take the Chiefs on this one.
I mean, I could take the Texans as a flyer if I want to come in last place.
Chiefs Kingdom. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't pick the Texans in this.
I mean, the Chiefs have struggled to win 15 games this year, which is hard to say. But
I was gonna say, how do you struggle to win all but two of your games?
I know, but it's like every game you're like, how did they win that game? And it's all of these fluky things.
Val will tell you how they won those games.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter how you win; it just matters if you win.
Right. But yeah, they've had 2 weeks to sit there and wait and get ready. So yeah,
well,
they're going to win probably pretty good on this one, I think.
Yeah, and I'm going to be interested just overall with this. Like we do this every year every time we go into the playoffs, right? About what's going to happen with the teams that had a bye. So we're going to be watching the Chiefs and the Lions to see what happens. Like, are they going to be rusty? Are they going to be, is it going to benefit them? So I'm interested to see what happens.
What's the weather going to be there, Eric?
20s, and then it's supposed to be below 0 on Sunday. So they're lucky that it's not a Sunday game.
Okay.
Yeah. And just to keep a tradition, what's the weather going to be like in Green Bay, Eric? Because, Brett says I ask you that every week. So like, what's it going to be like in Green Bay?
Yeah, well, I guess it looks like it's supposed to be 33 and it's a mid-afternoon game. So the Texans will go on the road and they can't seem to get away from that 3:30 time slot on a Saturday afternoon. So 33, so not terrible, but then it's going to drop to 15 with the low of 4 on Sunday.
All right.
All right. Next game. Oh, sorry.
Well, no, I was going to ask you, what do we have next?
Okay. Next, we got the Commanders versus the Lions. Okay. Lions are at 9.5-point favorite. Over under is 55.5. Lions 73%. Ed has picked the Lions.
The Browns. Yep, he sure did.
Brown Lion.
He's got the Browns in every game.
Yeah, he said I picked the Brown Lions on this one.
I'll jump in. I'm going to take the Lions. I like what the Commanders have been doing. I think they're on the right track. I just don't think they're going to go into Detroit and win this game. Lions are just too strong.
I think on this game I'm gonna go Lions as well. I love Jaden Daniels. Go Tigers, and I think he's had a tremendous season. I think that Dan Quinn's done an amazing job with this Commanders team. Cliff Kingsbury has done a great job with that offense. But I just think that if the Lions were winning with that threadbare defense that they had before, I think they're going to get a couple of guys back on the defense, and David Montgomery's going to be back. So they got that two-headed monster at running back, and I think that the bye helps the Lions because of all the injuries they had. So give me the Lions. Give me the Lions in this one.
Yeah, I don't think that the Commanders can keep up with them. They have a good offense. I don't know that their defense is going to be good enough to stop the Lions. It'd be fun to see them upset the Lions, but I don't think it's going to happen to Detroit.
Yeah, I'm also picking the Lions. And we don't need to do a weather check on that one.
No, we don't.
Who was that reporter that asked, was it Campbell or somebody else one time, were they worried about the weather? And they're like, no, we play indoors.
I think it was last year or year before.
I think that was last year.
I think it was last year.
All right. Next game we have Rams versus Eagles. Eagles are 6.5-point favorite, 43.5 over under. Eagles 65.4%. And Ed has picked the Browns.
Yes, he has.
The Eagles.
Brown Eagles. Okay.
Brown Eagles.
The Brown Eagles.
Eagles did not look good last week. Their offense did not. The Rams I think the Rams offense can keep it up, but I don't know that the Rams can shut down Saquon. And I don't know that A.J. Brown's only going to have another one-catch game. Hopefully he stops reading and he's actually out there catching passes. Yeah, go ahead and give me the Eagles on this one.
I wonder if he was reading Catcher in the Rye.
No, Patrick Jr., he was not.
Just for that, Donnie, you're also the Browns.
Good. Thank you.
Give me the Eagles. I'm like Eric. I think the Rams have been on a pretty good run. They surprised me and were inspired last weekend with everything, even though they had to move to Arizona. But I think Saquon's going to go off on this game a little bit. It's going to be the weather there is probably going to be pretty cold too.
32 degrees.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to snow at all?
I didn't see snow in the forecast on the AccuWeather, but that always can change.
AccuWeather's not very Accu though.
It's just what's in front of me.
But the Rams have a decent running game too, so I think it is going to be more of a running game type game. But I like you. Brown's going to get more than one catch, and Saquon's going to go off. So
I can't believe Eric didn't take that opportunity to say Kyron Williams, go Irish. That's usually what he does. We'll get to that. Anyways, I think you guys are right. I agree. I think Saquon Barkley is going to be an X factor in this game. I just think he adds a dimension. You know, he's added a dimension to that Eagles offense. I mean, AJ Brown may have been reading Kadarius Toney's guide to receiving, but I think it's going to pay off. I think Eric's right that he has to have more of a role in the game. So I think that I just think that the Eagles have too much talent for the Rams, even though the Rams I think will make it closer than some people think. I'm still going to take the Eagles.
Eric, since you've been talking about it for the past few weeks, where's Cooper Kupp?
I don't know, and I don't know why I keep putting bets on him because he had one catch for 29 yards. He just doesn't even look his way anymore. I don't know what he did to Stafford, but Stafford's not even looking his way. He'll throw to some no-name 8th-string tight end before he throws to Kupp, and Kupp used to be, what was he, MVP like 4 years ago?
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. He's not hurt that I'm aware of. He goes to Nakua and then these random Higbee if he's not hurt and Long or I'm like, what
Robinson?
I don't understand what happened in that. And so, I was not very happy the other night.
it's probably one of those stories like, back in week 3, my wife walked by you and you said such and such, and I decided I'm not throwing you the ball anymore.
What are they, 6th graders?
Yeah, no.
Who knows? It's probably, I mean, you're right. It's really weird because Kupp was the dude before Puka got there. And then he came out of nowhere. I'm like you. Every time you say, where is he at? I'm like, he's right there on the screen. I keep seeing him.
Well, that's why I was like, is he not even playing?
Well,
but
it's because he's so good at blocking.
Well, they interviewed him before the game like he was going to have a pivotal role. And then he didn't show up on the field as far as catching anything. So.
See, I call it Mark Andrews syndrome, where you only play a quarter of the snaps.
Rams looked really, like I said, they looked great against the Vikings. And, we all can't pick the same teams. Someone's got to take the bullet. It's going to be me. I'm going with the Rams.
Thank you, NSYNC.
I was just thinking there's going to come down to over-unders, but.
Did you hear that? Pop?
Dirty pop.
Dirty pop. Yeah.
All right.
Do this pop live, and when's it going to fade out? Sorry. Anyways.
So the last game we have for NFL, Ravens versus Bills. Ravens are a point favorite. Over under is 51.5, and this is a 50-50.
The MVP Derby, huh? In soccer, they call this the MVP Derby.
I mean, this pretty much is going to decide that.
Yep.
I was gonna say this. Whoever wins this should be the MVP.
Yeah,
but
for
there's
sure.
no way this lives up to the billing. It never does, right?
Nice. I like that.
Yeah.
Get it?
Nice
Billing.
I love that. I thought that was excellent.
You're welcome.
Way to go, Patrick Jr.
Thank you.
Yeah. I like the catcher in the rye one too, to be fair. So,
To be fair, not foul. Got him.
you're not fair.
Ooh.
Hush, Michael.
Well, he has a hat with a foul with a bird on there, so who knows?
Oh, and Ed has picked the Brown Bills.
The Brown Bills.
Brown Bill Stork.
I don't know which way to go in this game. I really have been going back and forth trying to figure out how this one might play out. I just don't know if Lamar has a history of not finishing these playoff games.
So does Josh.
But
Yeah.
exactly. That's what I keep going. But Josh does too.
Listen, I'm going romantic on this. I want to see the Bills move on because Josh Allen led my team to a fantasy football championship this season. So I'm riding with my guy Josh Allen. Give me the Bills.
Congratulations on your divisional win. Now go play the Chiefs in Kansas City for the AFC Championship. So it's not like they're getting any easier.
No.
Whoever wins this game.
No. I mean, you still have to go and beat.
And then possibly like the Lions or Eagles or whoever comes out of that side too. So
it's probably because I recently watched that Bills documentary about losing the 4 straight Super Bowls with Levy and and Kelly and Jim Kelly and that whole group of people.
I mean, it's going to be a gauntlet for the Bills, like he just said. I mean, you got to go through Ravens, Chiefs, and potentially the Lions or the Eagles to win it. Whew.
Patrick, break a table.
if you're part of Bill's Mafia, you need to jump through a table.
Oh, I'm going to do a frog. Virgil will appreciate this. I'm going to do a 5-star frog splash through a table.
Oh, brilliant.
Here we go.
Give me the Ravens. I think Derrick Henry is going to be the X factor in this game. Give me the Ravens.
Oh, man.
Oh, crap.
Yeah, Ed picked the Ravens, right?
No, he picked the Bills, but I was going to pick the Ravens, but Donnie picked the Ravens.
No,
you can pick it too. We're a gang too.
But Ed loves Art Modell, so I mean, naturally he would pick the Ravens.
That is number 1 seed in the Browns region, Art Modell to you.
Yes, it is. Yes, indeed it is. Listen, even if he's not here, I'm still going to throw stuff his way and say, you need to watch the recording and just see what I said.
Is Zave Flower still out?
Yep. He's still out.
That's going to be tough. Give me Bills.
I mean, unless something changes, but as of today, I think he was still out.
Well, no, you can't just change your mind.
No.
I made my pick.
I haven't heard anything that says he's going to play because as of this morning, he still was not playing.
Yeah. And by the way, just so you know, Eric, Donnie doesn't have sources. He has sauces. That's always my favorite.
I'm picking the Ravens. There's going to be an offensive player that really never touches the ball for them that will score a touchdown in this game.
I'd say it's very likely.
I was getting ready to say the same thing.
Like
You say what?
You set it up.
I was going to say, or someone's going to be on the mark.
Well, okay, now he's going too far. Okay, what's the 5th game?
That is a hill I will not die on. So the 5th game.
Justice has been served.
Go Pokes.
Go Pokes.
I was trying to fit a Tylen Wallace mentioned in there too, but that's kind of hard to do. Okay, so we got the CFP final. We have the Buckeyes versus the Fighting Irish.
Ooh.
Buckeyes are 8-point favorite, 45.5 over 45.5 over under. Ohio State 55.4%. And Ed has picked the Brown Buckeyes.
The Brown Buckeyes.
That's gone down because it was 9.5 to start.
Yeah, that's gone down a little bit.
Yep.
So we already know who Donnie and Eric are picking. So we'll let you two go first. Just give some analysis on what you guys think.
You're gonna leave me hanging there.
I don't know what you're on the wrong side.
Yeah.
That's the side you're on my screen.
Well, I'm not over there, Patrick Jr. He's like,
I was gonna fist bump you here.
I was like, what is he doing?
I thought he was like
I've learned.
a drink or something.
I said I've learned. I'm pointing to Virgil right now.
Right.
Yes, you are. Okay, give your analysis,
learned.
Donnie.
I've learned my lesson.
Yeah, Notre Dame for me. I can't pick Ohio State, but I honestly thought for the last few weeks that Notre Dame is the best team.
Bro, you left a long time ago.
Guys, that
Yeah.
that bot's back.
Anytime you say the word Cleveland or Ohio, the bots just come.
Yeah, they do. They do. I mean, I
Holsinger's probably going to finish this if he's still on here.
yeah, and I apologize to the chat. There's some glitch in the system where when you mention Cleveland or Ohio, there's these bunch of bots that come in on our sports show, and and come in. I mean, so apologies to our chat. We're trying to get that fixed.
Yeah, I've got a brother in California that's an Ohio State fan too, and I mean, I respect his reason for being an Ohio State fan, but it still sucks that he's an Ohio State fan because he grew up an Eddie George fan, and Eddie George.
Eddie George, you mean the one that was around there the last time the Titans were relevant?
Yeah.
Yeah, I said it. Yeah. So Donnie, who are you picking?
Oh, I said it. Give me the Irish.
Okay.
Here, the Irish.
Oh gosh.
So, Eric, after having him pick the Irish, do you want to change your mind?
Yeah, I was going to say he might even change his pick at this point.
No, I would never pick Ohio State, even if my team was not playing in there.
So he and Shannon are both pissed at me because I picked the Chiefs and the.
That's right. Yeah. So when the Texans and the Buckeyes win this weekend, Donnie will come nowhere near Wichita. He's going to be on the no-fly list for Wichita. So, Rhonda, you're still welcome.
Still welcome.
I will say this: if they both lose because I picked them, I'm going to buy a lottery ticket tomorrow, or next week.
And then you're giving us all the winnings because
if I do win it, I will share the winnings. I will definitely do that.
Always, Patrick. So for me, Texas was right there. They had a chance. I have no idea what they were doing on 1st and goal from the 1, not putting in Arch to run.
I can actually answer that. It's called pulling a Texas.
Okay. Yeah. But they pretty much shut down.
Someone sawed him off.
Smith, and if you can figure out and kind of replicate what Michigan did, there's ways to stop them. Notre Dame has the defense that could possibly slow them down. Now, they may not completely shut them down, but at least slow them down some. Now, obviously, with the offense, Riley Leonard's going to have to figure out, and he's going to have to hit some receivers. Bo Collins I don't know if he either didn't play or just didn't have that much of a game against Penn State, but get him back in the mix, throw the ball a little bit. Obviously, we're going to have to run the ball, but as always, go Irish.
Well, you need to dink and dunk Ohio State because they're going to try to bull rush the running game, and you're not going to have time to throw it deep downfield a lot. So,
yeah.
Patrick?
I think this is going to be a close game. I really do. But I was really high on Ohio State going into the Texas game in terms of just their talent pool. I think talent wise, they're probably the most talented team left. They were the most talented team in the college football playoff, but they're a team that can be beaten. And I think what Eric said is, if you want to learn, I think what Eric said is perfect. If you want to learn a formula for beating them, watch the Michigan-Ohio State game. The difference between Michigan and Notre Dame is that Notre Dame is a much more talented team than Michigan this year. But I think it's a blueprint defensively how to play against them. But I think that if Texas hadn't made the boneheaded plays that they had made, that could have been a different football game. I'm going to take Notre Dame. I really like their defense. I think defense wins championships, and I think Will Howard can be figured out. I don't consider Will Howard an elite quarterback by any stretch, and you don't have to score 30 points to beat Ohio State when you've got a good defense. So I know that Riley Leonard's not everyone's favorite, but I think he can do enough, and you've got a good running game. So I think that I'm Catholic, so I'm going for Notre Dame. So go Irish.
You buried the lead on that.
Yeah,
man.
you really just could have said that. And that would have been done.
You could have started with that. We'd have been like, okay, we don't need anything else.
Yeah. So, anyways. Yeah. So Ed, no.
And then the next comment from Ed.
That's okay. That's okay. Bailey Zappi, son.
Come on, Virgil. Let's all pile on Ed. Come on.
Bailey Zappi.
So Marcus Freeman is 5-1 in bowl games.
What game did he lose?
He lost the 2022 Fiesta Bowl.
Who was there?
Oklahoma State, and their
No.
defensive coordinator.
Well, no. What I know who they played. What fans were there?
I don't care. The defensive coordinator. No, I believe the Prophets were there.
We were.
But the defensive coordinator for that game was Jim Knowles, who is currently at Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
Knowles usually knows how to handle mobile quarterbacks with Riley Leonard. With saying that, I'm still not sold that Will Howard is going to win them this game. Yes, they have the wide receivers for that, but I really don't want to pick Ohio State for this. I really don't. But I also do want to see – I really want to see Notre Dame win just for the hilarity of all this big talk about super conferences, SEC, Big Ten, and then Notre Dame just comes in double birds, wins it. All the money goes to them. But I also want to win this week.
Y'all talk about me waffling.
I was gonna say
I don't want to hear anything
Johnny
about
Jr.
waffling.
over here. You're not going to win anything if you win this week. So
I win the pleasure of beating you, and that's all I really want.
Well, nobody else
way-
is able to.
But
By the way, what's Virgil's favorite restaurant? Waffle House.
actually, it's Virgil's barbecue, but whatever.
Which one? Ooh, barbecue. You and I are going to hit up a barbecue.
Look
joint
at this
right now.
bot living in the past. We're talking about 2025, son.
But screw it. Let's go the Irish.
One of us. One of us.
Man, I wish this bot would just stop bothering us, man.
Okay, so we have our games picked after it took me about 2 weeks in a dissertation to get to there. So now,
If you just sound Irish at the end of this too, that would have been the best. But
go pull Baker Mayfield and just go sit on a bench. You don't have anything left to do.
last time I checked, I thought Ed was a Kent State fan.
He is. Who had no golden flashes of brilliance this season.
So over-unders are next. I'm going to even open up the college game for over-under if you guys want to pick that.
Sure.
So I'll go first since I won last week fairly with no cheating whatsoever.
Oh.
I'm going to go with Ravens Bills under.
Okay. Huh. Interesting. Okay.
Eric?
Give me the national championship over.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, because we have nonsense commenters on this show.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
I think the show instantly improved tonight, but I mean, I don't know. Just my.
Oh, Ed was next. Oh yeah, the major improvement on the show, I would think so.
Yeah.
Ed was next, and his pick was not picked, so he has picked the over on the Chiefs and Texans.
The Browns?
I'm sorry, the Browns and the Browns. My bad.
Browns and
listening.
Browns.
He's listening, so if he can shoot us his pick real quick.
We don't care.
I already
don't.
have it.
We don't. You act like it matters. Yeah.
Patrick, you're next.
Let's see. Man. Give me the under on Commanders Lions.
What was that line?
55 and a half.
55.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, I love the Lions. I think the Lions can put up points. I don't think anyone's covering that 55 and a half.
no. Last time we said that it flew over and was like 90.
Yeah. Well, that's probably what will happen this week, but
And last, and certainly not least, Donnie.
Definitely least.
You said it, not me.
Yep, I know.
Yeah. He's got about 20.
I'm tempted to
He's got
take
about
the
20
over
minutes
on
to take his pick.
I'm tempted to take the over on that game there. Give me the under on Chiefs Texans. I don't think the Chiefs have scored over 30 points this year. I don't know if they will, but I think it's going to be a low scoring game.
So in other words, the Chiefs are going to score 40 themselves.
No, they might score 28, and the Texans will score less than that. A lot less.
All right.
All right. So
That's our picks.
They're in the spreadsheet in ink.
Very nice. So Donnie, what you got going on this week?
Just
What have you had going on, and what do you have left?
well, I don't have to work tomorrow, so I'm gonna be doing honeydew chores around here, and then Saturday we have the Checkers game. That's about it.
And what are you looking for on Saturday?
What do you mean looking for?
See, he doesn't even remember. It's not happening.
Oh, the brewery. Oh, yeah. No, so we. I was thinking,
this is the same guy that doesn't call you when he's less than an hour from you. So
That's
how
right.
you look.
No, we have plans to go to Divine Barrel Brewing after the game. So we're going up and having lunch in Charlotte before the game, and then we're going to hit the brewery after the game.
Yeah, that won't happen. The game will be over and like, yeah, we're just gonna head back.
It's a 4:00 game, so we're good.
Smells like colors.
That's right. That one's on tap. There's some other good ones on tap I want to try. So,
Well, on tap does us no good.
well, I'll get canned.
Michael, why are you disappointed in me, man? Because I picked the Irish?
Go Irish.
Go Irish.
You need to look at the can list and tell me what you want.
Smells like colors.
Well, that's it.
No, I mean if you're offering more, yeah, I'll look it up.
Very nice. Mr. Producer, what do you have going on?
I'm working tomorrow, and then gonna be doing trip planning this weekend. Go ahead and try to get some of the routes for some of the games I'm definitely going to consider, and get some college games listed already. Besides that, I am still working on the tournament. Like I said, we got 14 more slots to pick, and then once we get that, we're gonna seed everything properly, and we're gonna have a good time with that.
Yeah, and just a little teaser. Just watch this space for more stuff on that, everybody. So just watch this space. Mr. Influencer, what's going on with you, and what's going on with that way above average podcast of yours?
So if you guys have not listened yet, yesterday we dropped the episode with Jason and Matt with the Tri-City Chili Peppers. They did their very first Cosmic Baseball game last year. This year they're going to 9 cities and look to go even bigger in 2026. Hopefully, I know a couple of you are going to go to a game this year, so hope that's going to be a lot of fun, and then hopefully they'll come this way next year and beyond. So check out that episode with the Tri-City Chili Peppers as we talk all things Cosmic Baseball. I got back from Kansas City yesterday, a little bit later than I anticipated, but I'm back. Don't have any, I'm working tomorrow, but then don't have anything this weekend other than one of my friends' little kid's birthday party that we're taking Easton to. Otherwise, just a relaxing weekend, and we have Monday off. So it's going to be a wonderful 3-day weekend. Hopefully lots of sleeping as I like to do. So that's it.
That's no problem for you. That anyone that's been around you for 10 minutes knows that.
He did shout out that some of his friends were going to Cosmic Baseball on this episode, but he didn't name us by name.
No.
No.
Okay. Patrick, Donnie, they're like, who? So I just said I have some friends going.
He'd have to like us to actually do that.
Right.
You know.
I was able to find Johnny eventually, though, so that was good.
That was fun.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So be sure to tune into that episode to kind of learn where Johnny is, because you know, that was quality content. I mean, I know Terry said it's another average episode, but I would argue respectfully it's a way above average episode. But that's just me.
Well, it was a good episode. I listened to it actually on the way home from Charleston earlier tonight, and they're very much following in the bananas kind of mold.
Right, but we were trying to be nice and not mention that at all, so we didn't bring that up. But yeah, I mean, they're definitely going that route. Obviously, being a former CPL team that the Bananas were, and then they have a collegiate team. So yeah, I mean, the basis of it all is kind of similar, where they're doing a world tour and have a professional team, but the game itself is different. You know, cosmic and stuff. So.
Yeah,
I like that it's only an hour. Well, it's a 2-hour game, but only 1 hour of it's cosmic.
Right.
But I did like their take on those couple of extra rules as well. I think it's going to be interesting to see. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
And what's funny is I'm going to see them back to back. I'm going to see Cosmic Baseball on Friday night, and I'm going to see the Bananas on Saturday. So a weekend of both of those.
Yeah, in addition to not seeing me in Athens, he was too good to try to go to the game the same night that I was going. So
I'm going to be seeing the Bananas. Hey, sell your tickets and go with me on Friday night. How about that? Yeah. See, you could do that. That's an option.
Yeah, it is. Even though I bought mine first and offered you tickets, but don't worry, just go buy your own.
And I probably have an extra ticket for the Bananas game on Saturday, so you could do the same I'm doing, and I'm sure you can easily sell those Cosmic tickets.
Well. I'm not bitter about it at all. In case you
break these kids up.
Yeah, no.
I'm trying to find a peaceful solution
by having him sell his tickets.
That's right.
So putting the burden on him to sell them.
Yes, and just so you know, Chad, I'm not bitter at all about him not seeing me when he was in Athens, and I've only mentioned it once. Anyway,
he sells his tickets and gets his money back, and I treat him to a ticket.
But see, that's not guaranteed.
No, it's not.
What's not guaranteed?
He's going to get his money back.
Nope.
He may have to sell them at a lower value.
Exactly.
No, I don't believe that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No. Anyways. And I just want to point out back to Eric that I'd like to point out respectfully that an average podcaster wouldn't remember to be that respectful to a team. A way above average podcast host would. So.
What do you mean?
Well, like an average podcaster wouldn't remember to be respectful to a team that not mention Banana Ball when they have their own when they have their own thing going on, but a way above average podcast host would. So
he was very above average in handling that.
Thank you. I thought so too. So
I know since this is our show now and we're we got the producer and everything. If you wanted, I could probably get one or both those guys to come on here one night to talk about Cosmic if you wanted.
Well, when we have the 5th spot open, so it's great. I mean, are we going to be like what First Take did and just have a rotating guest, like a rotating thing, and we're the four permanent ones, and
I mean, we can do it around the horn.
I mean, since the other person left for Barstool Sports, we've got an open one.
What seed, Barstool?
Sorry.
2.
Oh, by the way, that reminds me. Do we have John Boy Sports on this bracket by any chance?
4.
Yeah, they're a 4 seed in the influencer region.
John Boy is?
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice.
So, Mr. Tony Reale over here, are you going to give us like up and down scores?
Oh, yes. I would like the point system and then just mute. I would love that.
None of us would ever talk. We'd always be on mute.
We would. Well, I'd constantly be on mute. No, but instead of Tony Reale, we have Virgil the Realist. Anyways, so yeah, this week on the Head History series, we're talking about a team from the past, the Pier Trappers. I do like to point out to people that There is a team currently in Pier called the Oahe Zap. They will be on a future episode. I've not forgotten about them. I had a couple people ask me about that, so I was like, I just wanted to break it up and do it different episodes just to kind of create more content. So we will do the Oahe Zap in a future episode. But this week is the Pier Trappers from the defunct Expedition League. And anyone that's followed baseball in the last several years knows there's a whole lot of stories that go along with the Expedition League. Some which we can tell, some which we can't. So yeah, that's what we've got going on in the Hat History series this week. And yeah, Terry, I love that hat too. I won't lie. I was so happy when they put that on a hat. Anyways, but just wanted to say again too, since we're a year into this, just again how much I was thinking about this today, how much I love getting to do this with all of you guys, and I wouldn't trade it for anything that we get to do this, and couldn't be with a better group of guys. I mean, the three of you make this show what it is. I mean, one day, we might get a fifth member of this team, but our sports show is, running strong, and long may it continue. And, big thanks to Old Ford Baseball Co. for being the sponsor of our sports show. And, support local baseball. And, so just want to say publicly here, thank you to Virgil. Thank you to Donnie. Thank you to Eric, the producer, the mayor, the influencer. Our sports show is fantastic. And, I look forward to our sports show coming with many more episodes in the year to come and in the future. So thank you for joining us tonight on our sports show, and we're out.
Good night.
Good night, guys.